are live. Let me turn my little voice commands off.
Speech mode on demand.
There we go. All right. Hey guys. I hope the lighting is good. I am in the office by myself today. And I'm so sad I missed yesterday. Y'all, business happened yesterday. I've been trying, if you're new here, I've been trying to get back into doing lives. And if you are ever trying to build a habit, you have to be consistent. And so I wanted to go live every single day, but unfortunately yesterday I was literally doing business, like actually working in the business, from about 8:30 in the morning until I don't even know what time I got off last night. By the time I looked up, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be in bed to be able to kick off today. And I was like, we're just gonna have to do a live tomorrow. So you win some, you lose some. I'll do that in transparency to say I missed yesterday. So sorry. But we're here today. We are here today, and I'm really excited because I was trying to think about how I could support you guys as we talk through this. Yes, I want to go live, but I don't want to go live just to be chit chatting, right? I talked to you on Monday about our book launch offer. I was expressing, why writing a book, having a book, especially as a business owner, is so beneficial. Tuesday, we kind of deep dive more into some of the things you need to think about when you are going to write a book, right? Things you should think about during the writing process, before the book is published, right? Before you put any pen to paper or type any key, right? There are some things you need to think about. We talked about marketing, positioning, planning for the launch, like all of those things. So today, I actually want to dive more into the writing process, right? And I'm not a writer. I sell, I market. That's my jam, right? That's what I'm more focused on. And so I want to talk about this because I was actually part of yesterday. I was on a 2-hour virtual networking session. It was good, don't get me wrong. But I was expressing, because there was a part in the networking where we could kind of talk about a challenge we were having. And I was saying, I really am passionate about this offer, getting people to write books. And my goal is 10 more people to sign up for it by the end of the year, because I want 10 people to hit the finish line before the end of the year as published authors. And something someone told me was, well, it sounds like you do how-to books, and don't you feel like there's already enough how-to books out there, right? And I'm paraphrasing. It wasn't in like a mean way. It was just kind of like food for thought. And you know what? If we were talking cookbooks, right, how to make a pie, something like that, I would say yes. But when it comes to business books, I think that one, not every person who's going to buy your book is going to be in Barnes and Nobles just randomly looking for a good read, right? So that's thing one. A lot of my clients in particular already have audiences or are building up audiences through their speaking, through their events, through just the work they do with their clients, that a lot of their audience already knows about them. They're just looking for a low ticket way to do business with them, right? And so, yes, we still want to sell in other places. We want people to happen upon it and say, ooh, this sounds interesting. However, we're not making cookbooks. And so I think, yes, there may be many people who talk about business. Like my book is about kind of getting out of your own way and, getting out of this like mindset stuckness that people get into when it comes to business, and get to the money, right? Get to selling, get to making an impact, get to getting in front of your target audience. And it's very practical, but there are stories shared, there's framework, there's something special, right, that only I can give in my particular book. And I think that when you go to write your book, these are things you need to think about. Like, how do you set yourself apart? Yes, you may be talking about the same topic that 10 other books have, but how do you set yourself apart? How do you make it so unique to you? And so that's what today's talk is going to be about. And I got two really simple ways, right? Two ways to really make your book you, right? Something that nobody else can duplicate. And it really makes a difference, I feel, from a quality book versus one that's not. And the first thing is, have a framework, right? Have something signature, significant, that is something that really ties into you, your business. It could be a word, it could be a strategy, it could be a system, whatever the case may be, but have some type of framework in your book that is yours. It's proprietary, it's out of your mind, that you can help your audience follow through your book in a very systematic way. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be hardcore, like, every chapter connects to a letter. I mean, you could formulate it that way. It could be that In each chapter it goes through certain steps, whatever the case may be, but have some type of core framework that is unique to you, because you could be, let's say, a realtor, right? And you want to tell people about how to successfully buy their first property. Simple. There are so many books, articles, blogs, YouTube videos on that topic. But if you had a signature framework, say your name was Sarah and it was like Sarah's signature sauce, right? And the word sauce spelled out this framework that taught them how to go through the process of buying their first home, right? Their first property. Then Sarah's method is Sarah's method. If your name is Joyce, then it ain't Joyce's method. So Joyce may have a book, but Joyce don't have Sarah's method in it. You get what I'm saying? So think first, is there a signature framework that you have, right? It doesn't have to be a new one. If you have a framework you've already been using with your clients that works, incorporate it in your book. And some of you may be saying, well, if I do it in my book, why would they buy my bigger program? Because in your book, there's no way that you can put every piece of your information in there. And even if you gave them everything, without you, there's always going to be things that people just don't quite, they just can't quite go over that finish line, or they have questions, different things happen, right? So it doesn't matter. Like, I always think people are just so afraid of that. Like, oh, they're not going to buy more. I know so many people who have a very simple framework and they have it in their low ticket, they mid ticket, they high ticket, premium offers, but it's about the level of additional support that you get at each of those levels. So the book, you read it, hope it works, hope you understand as you read that you really understand how to implement it. Hopefully you have enough personal accountability to get it done. But at the next level, we then have group accountability. Maybe you're in a group program. Now, we might give you a little help, but the group is really helping you as well. Maybe you got a course to follow. So you got videos, you got worksheets, templates, right? Same framework, more help. Next level, maybe one-on-one. So now you're getting to talk to me, where if you get a specific problem, I can solve it even outside of the framework, right? So it's just levels to it, but it's the same core concepts, if that makes sense. So definitely think about, is there a framework you can incorporate in your book? Make that a part of your planning process. That will definitely help set you apart from others in your same industry, in your same market, with your same kind of topic or theme. The second way to set yourself apart is stories, right? You have a unique journey that is very specific to you. You've worked with clients and had experiences with them. By incorporating, especially because I work with business owners who are talking about business mostly, or their area of expertise, it's important for you to utilize real stories, right? You don't want to just be general. And that's what happens a lot. And I talked before about like AI writing your book for you. If you just let AI write, it's going to be very generic. Very, very generic. It may pull from some web search and find some big wigs that are out in the world to like use their stories. But wouldn't it be more realistic, more easier way for your audience to connect, we'll say, if you use your stories and stories of people who work with you? Because that also shows credibility. Like, hey, I went through it and these people I work with went through it. Like, I share my story all the time about my car getting repossessed twice when I was younger, and me growing up, being pretty poor and then doing business the way I did, starting with no money, trying to figure it out, and then growing now to be a homeowner and doing all these things, right? People can connect with that story because it's me. Is very specific to me. I used to actually market my business as doing business on a shoestring budget. And it really made sense for me to share that story because I was in the beginning doing business on a shoestring budget. And so a lot of the strategies I gave were not for people with tons of money to invest in their businesses. Because if you had all the money, you wouldn't need to do all the organic work, right? You could just go straight to ads and hiring people out and doing all that. But that wasn't my story. That wasn't my journey. So I was very transparent when I would communicate with folks about my journey, and people who resonated with that were more likely to do business with me. Same thing for your book. Be sure to incorporate as many stories as you can from your personal experience, and definitely those of your clients, because it's one thing for people to be on Instagram talking about all these clients, I'm gonna put quotes around it, that they've had, but you don't know if it's true. And by you being able to use people's names, you being able to share those stories in detail, talk about what they did, what they didn't do, what the success looked like, how long it took, again, allows people to have a realistic understanding and expectation as they go through your book and utilize your strategy in their real lives. So those are just some quick things to think about, because I think people overthink writing a book, and then sometimes people don't put enough into it. There needs to be a level of of quality, we'll say, that goes into your book. And a lot of that is you pulling your stories. And if that sounds daunting, right? Because I got to make this a quick live. I got another meeting after this, but I said I'm not going to miss a live today. If that sounds like a lot and you're like, Corey, I get it that I need to have a framework, that I need to have stories in my book, but I'm not sure where to start. I'm not sure how to go about it. Connect with me. Connect with me. I'll have one of my team members go in into the comments. If you see this video, just say, I want to connect. And somebody will reach out to you and get you on a call with me. Because again, my goal is 10 published authors by the end of the year. I want to talk to you about your goal. I want to know where you are in the process of your writing your book. I want to know what challenges you feel like you're going to have along the way. And I want to support you. My team is here. Like I said before, we have a 90-day program to get you from thought all the way to self-published. You own the rights to everything because our goal is just to get you to implement. This is your dream. You want to be an author. You want to build that credibility, that visibility, that authority. And you don't want to take years. I talked before about our clients who've taken, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years to write a book. That doesn't have to be your story. And so I just want to make sure that you know that we are here to support you. We specialize in our hybrid model of creating books. So we do our personal touch along with AI to make sure that you have a finished product in 90 days. And it's not just the finished book. We actually take care of your landing page for your book so people can actually purchase it. We take care of creating your cover, front, back, and spine, formatting your book for Amazon, and then putting it on your Amazon platform so that everything goes straight to you. Once we're done, we're hands off. It's your book. It's great. We also take care of your press release. We give you marketing materials, graphics, reels. All of that is included in the offer. So it's not just you're going to end up with a finished manuscript in a Google Doc or Word doc and never touch it again. Your book will be out ready for the public to purchase for you to make the impact that you were already meant to make. So no, this was short. I know I talk fast, but we can at least say the live was done. But also, I hope you got something out of this. Because if you are writing a book right now and you have not incorporated frameworks and stories, it is time to jazz that book up and make sure that it's going to be impactful to your audience. I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. We're going to keep these lives going. Talk to you guys soon. Oh, we're not going to struggle. We're going to put the voice command back on.
Speech mode off.
So I can hit the buttons.
Speech mode top.
There we go. All right.
Tab mute. StreamYard stream avatar. Clickable and stream button.